Hello, my name's Todd Weiss. I'm Director of Product Management at Deluxe Corporation for SwitchAgent. For those of you that aren't familiar with SwitchAgent, SwitchAgent is an online self-service application that simplifies the process of moving from one financial institution to another. It takes the complexity out of moving those difficult transactions, those transactions like direct deposit, direct debit, bill pay, and it simplifies moving them from the old financial institution to a consumer's new financial institution, helping to increase activity and account profitability for that new FI. So why don't we go ahead and jump into SwitchAgent so that I can show you how it can anchor your newly acquired accounts and how it can make you a consumer's primary financial institution. So let me jump right in. When a consumer comes into SwitchAgent for the first time, they're taken to the welcome page where they can learn about SwitchAgent, what it is, and how it works. As you can see, it maintains a consistent digital experience for that consumer, maintaining those brand elements of the financial institution. Elements like primary and secondary colors and the financial institution's logo. So what we're going to do right now, we have a fictitious bank we've set up, 6th Avenue Financial. We're going to walk through the process that a consumer would take when they use SwitchAgent to move those difficult transactions to their new financial institution. So when a consumer is ready to start switching, all that they have to do is click Start Switching Today, and they're taken directly into the application where they can validate the information passed to SwitchAgent by the financial institution. So they'll validate their name, their address, their account information, and all that they have to do is answer one simple question. And that question is, has the account you're switching from already been closed? I'm going to go ahead, select no, and I'm going to go directly into the application where I can set up all of my merchants for switching. So when I come in, the way we set up merchants is we think of them as deposits and withdrawals. Deposits, those people who are paying me. Withdrawals, those people I'm paying. For our demo, I'm going to do one of each so that you can see the experience. So for a deposit, I'm going to go ahead and choose an existing direct deposit. Click Next Step. It's going to ask me for some additional information. Is this a deposit for a paycheck or direct deposit from an employer? Is it Social Security? Is it some other type of a deposit like an IRA, an annuity, child support? I'm going to go ahead and select Social Security because that's a pretty complex transaction. Click Next Step, and then it's going to ask me for additional information. What we've spent the past few years building is we've built a giant database with thousands of merchants in it, and what we've been able to determine is exactly what data elements each merchant requires in order to support that switch. So for the Social Security Administration, they need to know, is this regular Social Security or is it Social Security supplemental income? I'm going to select regular Social Security, and it's going and looking up and seeing what additional elements the Social Security Administration needs. So it needs first name, last name, and obviously Social Security number. So please don't copy my Social Security number. I don't think I've signed up for LifeLock yet. And that's it. That's all the information that a consumer needs in order to switch. However, at the bottom, we ask for some additional information. We're asking for what was the last transaction amount, the last deposit date, the transaction frequency. And the reason we're asking for this data is so that we can build the consumer a customized, unique switch schedule. That switch schedule tells the consumer exactly what is going to happen and when. So there's no ambiguity in the process. They know what is happening. In addition, we take this information and we schedule the transactions in such a way that we are going to pre-fund that new account. We're going to move over the deposits first before we take any of the merchants who start withdrawing from that account, helping to avoid problems for that consumer not having properly funded that new account. So I'm going to go in here. I get $423 from Social Security. They always pay me on the first of the month, and they pay me monthly. Click Save. I confirm my information, and that's it. That's all I've got to do to set up a merchant. I'm going to quickly show you how to set up a withdrawal as well. For this one, I'm going to do a direct debit for my cable company. So this is where my cable company is coming into my account each month, and they're pulling the money. Just like bill pay, I can come in here and search for any merchant. So my cable company's Cox Communications. It brings back the various Coxes. So the requirements for Cox phone versus cable versus bundled internet, it may be different. So I have to select my specific merchant. I validate it's the correct one. It's going and looking up what data Cox requires for that switch, and it's only an account number. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my account number. Just like I did for Social Security, put in my last transaction amount. I typically pay $125 the first week of the month and monthly. Click Save. I confirm my information. And again, that's all I had to do to set up the switch for my cable company. When I've completed this and I've gone through and set up all of my merchants, I go ahead and I can submit them all. I need to review the information, make sure everything's correct, and then say, this looks good, I'm ready to switch. And then the last thing that a consumer has to do is they come in here and they have to do an authorization so that Deluxe can, on their behalf, go out, contact these merchants, and automatically switch these accounts. So I'm going to go ahead, put in my name, give it my electronic signature. I'm going to have my wife, since this is a joint account, come in and put in her information. I submit my switches, and that's it. Oh, sorry, forgot to agree to the terms and conditions. And that's SwitchAgent. That's how it works. The consumer's now presented with a confirmation number, and they're going to start receiving notifications from their FI. If you have any additional questions or want more information on SwitchAgent, please visit us on booth 3511. Thank you.